Honorable Chairman of the committee and the respected members, I am Wilfred Danola Ikatare. I'm the Director and the Chief Executive of the Regional Center for International Commercial Arbitration, Lagos.
Honorable Chairman and members of this committee, my name is Tebeda Geoffrey, Head Finance and Administration, Regional Center for International Commercial Arbitration, Lagos.
Okay. I, Wilfred Danola Ikatare, do solemnly swear and affirm that the evidence I shall give before the committee and all the documents that I will present before the committee shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help me God.
With regards to the 2020 Auditor General's query, and the Auditor General will read out those queries to you, and we expect you to respond to them in line with the documents you have submitted. Auditor General, please go ahead.
Thank you. Number one here, contract award without due process, 3,715,692 naira 21 kobo. Section 20, subsection 2 of the Procurement Act 2007 states, the accounting officer of every procurement entity have overall responsibility for the planning of, organization of tenders, evaluation of tenders, and execution of all procurements, and in particular shall be responsible for A, ensuring compliance with the provision of this act.
Yes, I don't want you to read those rules word for word.
Okay.
We don't have time. This place is very hot. Okay. So just go to the subject, the meat of the issue, as it were.
Okay, what happened? The office observed that the sum of the stated amount was awarded and paid for a contract without evidence of due process. And two, relevant due process supporting documents such as the rule of public procurement certificates, tax clearance certificate, certificate of incorporation, job completion certificate, insurance certificate, pension certificate, signed minutes of tenders board meeting were not presented for audit. And the entity, there was no response from them. And the office now recommended that they should provide justification to this committee for the sum of 3,715,692 naira 21 kobo, being contracts awarded without due process. Two, that they should recover and remit the same sum to the treasury. Three, they should forward evidence of remittance to this committee. And number four, sanction relating to irregular award of contract specified in paragraph 3117 of the Financial Regulation 2009 should apply. That's the first issue, sir.
Yeah, take the threes.
Okay.
Director, you are following, I'm sure.
Issue 2, irregular engagement of contract staff, 3,980,000 naira. The sum of 3,980,000 naira was paid to staff of the Regional Center for International Commercial Arbitration who retired 2 years back and were re-engaged without evidence of approval from the supervisory ministry. 2, the engagement letters of the staff were signed by the accountant and not the chief executive. And 3, the annual terms of the contract of employment had not been renewed since 21st February 2019. And there was no response. And the office now recommended that they should justify to this committee the sum of 3,980,000 being irregular engagement of contract staff. 2, they should recover and remit same to the treasury. Number 3, that they should forward evidence of the remittance to this committee. Otherwise, sanction relating to gross misconduct specified in paragraph 3129 of the Financial Regulation 2009 should apply. And the third issue is non-insurance of assets to the tune of 303,110,400 naira. The regional center, this center, the Regional Center for International Commercial Arbitration have assets amounting to 303,110,400 naira. Evidence of insurance of the assets with registered insurance company against probable loss was not provided for audit. and there was no response from the agency too. And the office recommended that they should insure all the assets owned by the agency and forward evidence of such insurance of the asset to this committee. S, sanction relating to gross misconduct specified in paragraph 3129 of the Financial Regulation 2009 should apply. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Director, over to you. You can take them one after the other and provide your response in line with the document you front-loaded earlier on.
The Honorable Chairman of the committee and honorable members. In my response to issue 1,
Don't break this microphone.
yes, I think it's clear now.
It is.
Very, but it's too close. It's too close to me. Ordinarily, I did think there is time. It is an important forum for my humble self to submit the description of the agency for which we are appearing before you, sir. This is a body that is hosted by the federal government, Regional Center for International Commercial Arbitration. We cover Africa and Asia. Our duties are prescribed in the founding document, the headquarters agreement, executed between the federal government and my parent body of my organization, Asian African Legal Consultative Organization. It is an international body that is of prestige and of high economic value to this Republic of Nigeria. And we are here to assist in the federal government realization of the economy by attracting foreign investors and international players in the commercial sector of the global stage. That is our mission here. And that is why, as we come before you, we are really proud indeed that you give us the privilege to be able to tell you who we are and how we operate with the assistance of the legislative body. We wouldn't want to take your time. That is why we cannot go into the details of what we operate. But thank you for the indulgence. Issue number 1. At the time of the audit, the relevant scheduled officers were not available as some of the documents they were required to produce before them were in their respective files. Attached here are signed minutes of tender board, which they required, job completion certificate, job completion certificate.
You can always mention the pages of the document you are referring to.
Yes.
On what page?
They are on pages 2A, 24. 24, right? Page 24, 25, 26, 27, and 28, and 29. The annexures are annexures 2A, 2B, 2C, and 2D.
On which page is the letter of award of the contract?
Well, since it was not specifically mentioned in their recommendation, they did not mention in the recommendation, so we couldn't come with it. Because if we look at what they recommended, we have to comply with all our issues of compliance. So we have to comply with it. It was with them. Yes. Director? I am director, yes. 2A.
Honorable, you are not using your microphone. We can't hear you, sir.
Your Annexure 2A refers to the meeting of procurement committee and the intention to upgrade the ICT center. That's your page 24. And then all of a sudden what we have here is job completion. What about all the documents in between? The award of contract and what have you? Where are those ones?
What they observed that were those of the ones that they requested. Yes, sir. What they observed that were not present at the time they conducted the audit were the particular ones they requested us to comply with.
Take what you have just said now as maybe the reason why you didn't provide. So, the tax clearance certificate is on what page? It's on what page of the document you submitted to the committee? The tax clearance certificate.
We make it available to submit it in the House presently, and they are contained here.
The tax clearance certificate is on what page of your document? We work with documents here. The document is the primary evidence you are submitting. You are only coming to give your oral evidence.
Yes, sir.
So on this primary evidence, which is your document, on what page is the tax clearance? Just say it's on page so and so.
No,
if it is not there, say it is not submitted.
It's not submitted, and we brought it before you.
It's not submitted. What about the PENCOM? They also mentioned your PENCOM. They said there's no pension certificate. On what page is it?
PENCOM not submitted.
Not submitted.
It's not. Was it mentioned as a?
Okay, they mentioned NSITF. Okay, the NSITF. Oh, it's on what page?
Any government less than. Why? In fact, we are any company that is of lesser staff. I think it's an exception to that.
Okay, so why do they get a letter of exemption for that? When is their letter of exemption that they are not under an obligation to remit anything to NSITF or to have NSITF certification?
Do they observe? No. It was not observed. It's not
provided. So if you say the reason why you did not include letter of award is because it was not cited by the auditor, the things they cited, we have read out 3 or 4 now that you didn't provide.
Well, our own is compliance, sir.
And
ours is compliance. Whatever they direct us, we comply.
You say what?
Our own fault, from the observation, is compliance. Are we able to comply? If we are not, we ask them that we will comply. And that is what exactly in our response here. It's compliance.
I don't understand you.
Yes. Director,
let Deputy Chairman explain.
Director,
Sir,
when Auditor General wrote to you on these issues, these observations,
yes.
Did you respond to him? Did you respond to the office?
No.
Aside these submissions, did you respond to the office of the Auditor General?
You see, how it was done in this particular case, each time Auditor General office goes to my center, after the audit exercise, any issues they have, usually they will write to us, and we will sit down and be able to resolve those areas we can. In this case, that aspect was missing. We understand the situation because the leader of the team at that time, the husband passed on while the exercise was going on. The husband passed on. So we can understand the mood of the
team from where? So from your organization or from Auditor General?
From the Auditor General. The leader of the team of the Auditor General, at the time they were carrying out this exercise, the husband passed on within that week. So
Auditor General, how does it concern this report?
That is an important element now. So But in that case, they normally write to us, and we are there for them so that we can sit down. But they did not do it.
Mr. Chairman, I just want to refer to the Auditor General's report too, that has to do with the illegal employment of contract staff, and they asked for you to refund 389 million. Have you been able to clear that? And if you have, let's have the document that we have used in clearing that. They equally mentioned the non-insurance of assets with you.
Yeah.
And they're asking you to refund the sum of 303 million naira, thereabouts. And apparently when they were carrying out the audit of those things, they discovered that no premium was paid on the
Okay, Honorable,
supposed insurance.
I was even thinking we should take the issues one after. That's issue 3.
Yes.
But they have not even discharged the burden on issue 1.
Okay.
So that we rule on issue 1, move to issue 2, rule on it, and then.
All right, thank you.
So, yes, please.
I've heard you saying that there was no communication after the audit exercise to you.
Yeah.
Okay, but because I understand the procedure, first is that immediately after the audit exercise, there should be a wrap-up session with you.
Yes.
And thereafter, the communication. The communication now comes after the wrap-up, because it is at the wrap-up session that we start to tackle issues. Was there the wrap-up session?
Yes.
There was a wrap-up session. No?
Yes. Once they complete the audit exercise, they will present it, then we'll discuss, and then we'll go back. The Auditor General Office will go back. All those observed issues, they will now have to write us formally. Then they will come, the team will come again. Then we'll sit down and be able to address all the issues they raise. Anyone they are not satisfied, they will go back and they can issue the query the way they will want it.
So the only communication that you have here is the communication from the public account to you, and not from the Auditor General Office.
Yeah, the only communication was that they are there for the audit exercise, which of course they duly completed. And after they left, we do not get any other.
Please, yeah, Auditor General, can you confirm this, please?
And they have to produce evidence.
Thank you, sir. The process of issuing letter of understanding between agency is during the annual plan of the office. An agency will be sampled and a letter will be written to them that an audit is to be conducted. They will give them a timeline for which to come for them to prepare. After the completion of the assignment, the issue at hand will be discussed, will be spoken verbally. They will be expecting for them to write all those issues. And the response, if they are not satisfactory, a letter, formal letter, which we call management letter, will be written, and I have a copy here. A formal management letter, which can be documented, will be sent to them for them to respond. If those responses, if there are any issues in which the responses are not satisfactory, those are the issues that will be compiled and form part of this. The one that are satisfactory is not going to form part of this. And here, I think we have 7 issues that were raised during the assignment, but 3 were not satisfactory, and those 3 are the ones that are contained here. So the process, he was saying that they just left.
You don't even need to stretch yourself too much. It's obvious now. They have cited some documents here, which they have also even not provided. So if the auditor said he asked them to provide, they didn't provide, and they are coming for Public Account Committee and submitting a document, one will expect them to also front-load those documents as evidence of having them as at the time of the audit. Director, this issue 1, we're going to rule against you.
Mr. Chairman.
Unless any, yes, Honorable,
Mr. Chairman, honorable colleagues, going through these documents, clearly we have seen we have observed some serious lapses. I want to speak on the side of the committee, pleading with Mr. Chairman to please consider giving them some time. Let them tidy up their documents. A week or 2 will be necessary. is an appeal. On my honor, I want to make that a strong application here, that they should be given time to get these documents. This is a constitutional committee, as you know, Director and Co. This is a constitutional committee, and we work with documents. It's a very serious committee, and I don't want rulings to start raining in now. So I want to plead with Mr. Chairman, let's give them time, like let's give them time. They are here for service.
Okay, honorable.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right. No, just. Honorable, I want to plead with us to agree that we give them time to provide further documentation on issue 1, and we are going to move on to issue 2. So on issue 1, Honorable, let us, because if I put this thing to vote now, it may not pass, and I don't want your motion to. I don't want your. So I plead with you, honorable colleagues, on this issue 1, let's allow the center to. We will not rule on the issue now. We will allow you further time as asked for by our respected colleague, and then we're going to move on to issue 2. So on issue 1, we step down issue 1, pending further provision of document.